Komenda here, and I have another process video for you. Today I'm going to work with my favorite starry collection and a set of pretty dies called Dainty Blossoms. I started with cutting out some of the flowers using watercolor paper. I will be coloring them later with watercolors, so I needed a paper that can handle a lot of moisture. I cut out several flowers, some of them few times, and I will be working with them later. I also prepared my background. I will be doing a grid design, and I took a rainbow paper from the collection, and with my silhouette cameo I cut out 6 circles in the paper. It's not any specific die cut, I just added some circles in the Silhouette Studio. And now my flowers are done, and I have, I don't know, maybe 20 of those, and I will be painting them using, of course, pretty watercolors from Pinkfresh Studio, and they have a set of liquid watercolors, and I'm using this palette with them, so I'm just applying some extra drops of color over the ones I already used, because watercolors, even if they are dry, they can be reactivated with water again, so you can leave the color palette and use it all over again. I will be using 6 colors. The orange one is called Clementine, the pink one is called Bubblegum, the yellow one is called Sunshine, the blue one is called Sky Blue, the dark blue one is called Sapphire, and the green one is called Key Lime. And I'm mixing colors too, because with watercolors you can easily create your own shades. It's very simple, and I'm doing it here too. I just use paper towel as background for painting, because it will absorb the moisture and the cutouts won't be kind of lying in the puddle of color, because it's really hard to color the thin lines without spilling any paint around them. So I'm just painting it, and the moisture won't be under the cut file, so it will dry much faster. And I'm using different color collections because I chose a rainbow paper for my background, so I can go wild with colors over the flowers. I used blue, pink, orange, and green. I also painted some leaves using green color. Some of them are the mixed shades, some of them are the ones that comes directly from the dropper of the paint. Remember that those colors are very concentrated, so if you will paint directly with the color from the bottle, you will get very saturated color. So usually I mix it with water to make the shades much lighter, and it makes the colors last for a very long time, so the tiny bottle will be with you for really long time. This is the cut file I prepared, and I'm going to create kind of like inner compositions, so it all will be lifted over this white background. And I am also going to create a shaker box in one of the circles, and I am using foam strips. Those are very handy, and you can bend them. I have them from scrapbook.com if you are looking for a good foam adhesive. And the great feature of this is that you can bend it, so they are just perfect for any shaker boxes in unusual shapes. And I want to leave this whole paper over the white background, so I'm adding also some more solid foam. Just remember, they all have to be the same height, so it won't fall out in some areas. And now I am ungluing the protective foil from the oh my god, I'm losing words today, from the foam, and filling it with the sequins. But I also have to remember about adding a piece of plastic foil, just some packaging plastic foil to cover my shaker, and it will be a series of disasters here over the video, because first I unglued this protection sheet before I added the sequins, so some of them sticked into the the adhesive, which wasn't the worst, of course, because then I glued down the upper part, forgetting about the plastic sheet, and now everything spill out, and it was really kind of small disaster. I was wondering if I should cut it out, but then I wanted to show you that it's not like always rainbows and butterflies when you create. But I tried to fix it, and then I added the prepared foil to seal the shaker pocket, and now I can glue down the background paper, so it wasn't that a big disaster. I managed to repair it. So don't forget to glue your foil first and then the upper part of the paper. But this shaker pocket is working. I have a mix of sequins used in here. They are from, I don't know, like dollar shop or something like that. I bought them ages ago and I have them in my stash. So I'm just using sequins only from time to time. I don't need a lot of them. And I also have a picture of my older daughter Gabricia from a few years ago, when she really loved to dress out. She had a lot of princess, butterfly, fairy outfits, and she loved walking around the house with them. So I decided it's time to make a page about it. I'm also using this tag like in this dark navy color. This is from the tags pack. I just trimmed it a little bit because I needed something something to add balance on the other side of the page. And the rest three holes will be filled with flowers. The white part is I would say down. So you can create kind of, I don't know if it's the correct word, diorama or something like that to make it like a pop from the hole. It's hard to explain for me. I can find the proper words. So I'm just adjusting the length of the stem of the flower and I'm just adding it into the hole, grouping it with the leaves. And after I will be happy with how each composition looked, I will glue it down using 3D foam squares to add more dimension, of course, because you never can have enough of dimension. And I am completing the composition with flowers and ephemera pieces from my favorite story collection. I used a lot of my ephemera pieces already, so I only have few flowers and yeah, mostly flowers because you have a separate packaging of flowers. So I only had like a bouquets left and I need to work with what I have. So I will be cutting out some of the flowers from the bouquets because uh, I struggle with using those black lined flowers. They never matches my design. So I thought that I won't waste this ephemera piece. I will just cut out what I love from it and the rest of it will be just to throw out. But still I used this piece. So it's better to use a part of it than do not use it at all. Especially with this design, I didn't have anything black and I didn't want to add much of the contrast. Plus, there are kind of a big ephemera pieces, clusters, so I never have a spot for them. Uh, After I finished gluing down the flowers inside the holes, I thought, oh, I wish I have sew around every circle to add some interest to and frame it. But then I thought, well, I can do a false stitching. So I took a white gel pen and just create the false stitching around each of the six circles. And now it's time to add a title. At first I was going to create it with the alphabet dies, but then I thought they are too big and too kind of overwhelming, so I reached for the stickers and I used the hello from the phrase puffy stickers set and the princess from the puffy alpha stickers that comes with this collection. They have a little gold accents on all of the letters, so they are very very pretty and I would say royal. So I have Hello Princess over there, and now it's time to kind of finish my page, adding more embellishments. And I went through the packaging with flowers, and I cut out some of the flowers from existing flower clusters. So some of them are not to be found in the set. You will have to cut out them from other pieces. I also cut out some single flowers, and you will see it in the composition when I will add it. I also did something, well, I cut out some ephemeras that were already in the clusters, but I didn't like the big outline, white outline, so I cut out the white outline. So I just trimmed the ephemera, which is, I know, crazy because you pay for them to be pre-cutted and you don't want to waste your time to cut them out. But in this case, I thought I do not like the white outlines, so I just cut them out as much as possible, not to destroy the clusters. I also added the sticker from Noteworthy collection because I was looking for something like pink long element. And this is what I was talking about. I just use existing clusters to cut out elements. I glue them down, and now it's time to finish my page, adding super cute enamel dots. I just love this set because I love rainbow colors, and they have like 6 different colors here in different sizes. So I'm just finishing up my page, adding enamel dots here and there. And the last step of creating the project will be adding white splatters, because after I added white outlines around each circle, I thought, I need something more over here, some more white, because I have the white insides, and then everything else is very colorful. So yeah, it was my next step. I just used white acrylic paint diluted with water, and I will be splashing with it over the surface. It really stays white when it's dry, and it's always a struggle for me because I have countless white mists that were supposed to stay white, but after they are dry, they kind of disappear over the surface, and this do not disappear. It even turns out whiter when it's dry, so it's a really nice and cheap pattern for white splatters. And now I feel like my page is completed. I really love how it turned out. I had mixed feelings about it, but it turned out really fun and colorful. And that's the final effect. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching, and see you soon on Pinkfresh Studio blog and YouTube channel. Bye!